Hey, video game fans, this is Matt back for some more 7 Days to Die action. So I recently recorded a tour of my new gameplay base and secondary kind of outpost base. And then a few days later, I hadn't posted it. A few days later, I went back and checked the audio, and it turns out I was having some microphone issues. My microphone was picking up the router, and it was distorting, giving me a pulsing sound. Anyway, took a while, fixed it, decided I didn't want to post the original video, so I'm going to give a new tour, which is good because I've spent a lot of time upgrading my little apartment, I guess I'll call it. I'm also going to give a tour of my main base, but I'm not at that location right now, so I might as well do this one first. It's early morning. I have a quest to do, but I'm going to hold off on that. So I'm here at the, what's it called? Oh, it's the Mama Pizza. The Mama Pizza is next door. Let's go to the front side of it so you can see what it looks like from the front for reference. That's the Mama Pizza POI. But it's not her building that I'm going in. It's that building under construction next to it. I have, through a process of layering, managed to convert the penthouse, if you will, into my little base area. I love using this as a 7-day horde event, blood moon horde event location because it's so easy to defend. You knock out the bottom two rungs of the ladder. They can't get up here. They don't, for some reason, don't use the side ladder hardly ever. It's just an easy place to defend. Well, I converted it into a base. And I have been working on this for, I don't know, the last week or so. And I keep upgrading it and I keep adding to it. And I just put new lights, some spotlights in here to keep the place lit up at night. So here is the tour. I might as well go up first and give you kind of a top-down view of the compound. So I got my power systems, all it is two solar banks placed along the array over here, along the top I-beam. I got a ladder access, put in a little hole. I built the trellis along the girder system as well to give me kind of an above ground view of it. So it started off as a single structure. I started off in the corner, just basically putting a cardboard box around my cardboard boxes. And I just like, hey, you know what, I could do more with this. So I added to it. And then I put in a little outhouse area. And then I built a workstation. Then I decided the house itself was a little too small, so I extended it into the area of the workstation. I added a garden over on started filling in some of the big holes that were if you've been up here before, there's all sorts of big holes in the concrete. I knocked out some of the stuff, dropped in some planters, so I have myself a little garden. I'm still working on painting the roof. I keep running myself out of paint. I keep gathering more and running out as I'm in the middle of the process. So if you notice any big patches, that's the reason why. So anyway, so up here I got my power system. I only have one single dew collector. It's all I really need for this particular base. I had a bunch of extra planters, so I dropped some on the different levels, but I haven't planted them yet. It's going to look like a little Tower of Babylon. Each one of the solar panels is connected up to a battery bank, and then from the battery bank it powers stuff. This one isn't actually hooked up to anything quite yet. Well, actually it is. It's hooked up to the light up there, but that's it. The other one is pretty much powering everything else. It's wired across the compound. Let's see. I added a little railing over here for safety reasons. Let's take a look at the outhouse. If you notice the outside, I like painting these with like different textured backgrounds because this looks like it's been salvaged from different kinds of material. So you got wood, you got paneling, side paneling, you got metal paneling, you got the corrugated metal. It looks like it's been patched together with different large pieces that were salvaged out in the wasteland. Simple little bathroom with the sink. Got a light in here. Nothing special. I just think it adds a little bit of realism when you have yourself a little, bathroom facility, or technically, a rest room. I got part of my garden set up with some of my flowers. I literally just put this in yesterday. I purchased the chemistry station from a merchant that was selling them. I had so many coins, so many tokens. I just felt like I needed to spend some of them, so I went on a splurge. I tried to keep as much of the original decor here as possible, so there's a lot of construction stuff littering around and piles of concrete and everything else. I replaced stuff that was in the way, like some of the metal girders, but otherwise I tried to keep as much of it here as I could because I think it adds character to the location. So I got my little garden plot here. I put the mushrooms around the outside, but otherwise that's my corn plot. Up above, I got all my trellis work is connected up. I created another little above garden for this spot. Of course, I am using some mods. The mods are essentially just graphic mods, no big world changing ones. I just wanted some of these elements that are all in the game. It doesn't add a whole lot of new content. It just allows you to place things that you can salvage out in the world, so I should point that out. Those are the only mods that I'm currently using, though. I don't like adding a lot of mods to games that are technically unfinished because you're just going to end up with more and more issues as they release more stuff with things breaking the game. Got some coffee plants in here. Got a little, like a greenhouse effect windows I wanted to put in. Anyway, this is the shower room. I do have a working shower here. Sink. My version of what will drain. And then up here, I would have loved to have had a red painted metal thing, but I didn't have one. So I kind of had this vision where, this is like the hot water, cold water situation. But anyway, water would be piped down into here. I thought that was pretty good. I can actually remove that now. I got a towel over there.
How may I assist you?
Nothing special. I just wanted, a little shower room. Still in the process. The reason why this is still building blocks is because I'm not exactly sure if this is what I want to have as my connector area. I'm okay with the roof, even though it looks wonky. It does what I want it to do. It just sheds rain. My workbench area, I decided to add in some little features. I got the little window-ish thing there. So over here's the workstation. I added in some other things to kind of fill it out, but I got the different workstations, left in the stuff that I could. There was a non-functioning cement mixer here. I removed it, which it was like one space out, and put an actual one in here so I could use it. Left the sandbags and stuff. Again, it adds character. My extended house, I'm still not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I want to add door to this or not. The refrigerator was in a different location. I rearranged it, had to move some things around, put it into the wall. I think it frees up some space. So I can actually put stuff along this wall. I can't put anything in this corner, unfortunately, because this is a corner piece. The way that they fill blocks in with stuff doesn't allow me to place things, but I can place stuff on the walls. My stockpile of what are these, tokens? Yeah, the Dukes. I got another one in my main base. It's a lot more than this. I've maxed out my character. There is nothing for me left to do except leveling up these things, because I've pretty much done everything there is to do in this. I've already filled out all the basic challenges. I don't do a lot of hunting animals, so most of these still need to be done. I still have to kill how many more demo zombies? Yeah, quite a few demo zombies, and of course there's the stupid precious elements, which takes absolutely forever to get. These are the things that essentially were in here when you come up here, the cardboard boxes and stuff. I added in some things to kind of distribute my supplies, so I have a lot of ammo. I just can't use enough of it. Then I got my seeds in there. In here I got some of my extra, it's my medical stuff, and some of the unusual cooking ingredients that isn't used for most of the food items. Got all of my fresh food. Oh, that's not supposed to be here. all of the ingredients for food that are not cans, and then I got all my canned goods in here, plus more of my backlog of medical stuff. I should probably just sell this. It just isn't worth much. And some extra meds in case I need them or run myself out. I put in this little door to cover up my little fireplace area, and I did some neat little things with that. I wanted to vent it out, and so I created a little system for that. In the fridge, I put all of my finished cooked foods, things that I've cooked up. I should go back around and look at that. So in back, I created this little chimney setup. So that vent goes right into this chimney and goes right up the side. I thought that was pretty neat. It's hard. They don't have a flat surface chimney part. So I had to, kind of do this, but it works with my layering and things. My other spotlight casts light over my work area with, not the interior work area. The interior work area has its own light, but the exterior area keeps things lit up. It doesn't take very long to do this. I love taking over a location and just kind of making it my own, figuring out what I want to do. I put the metal cages over the potential stairway that doesn't exist. I like that. It kind of fills that area in nicely. Like I said, the Zeds don't come up here, so it's a nice little location. I got a light up there, got a light there. Built myself a table. It was one of the first things I built. I replaced this wall a couple of times because I wanted to create a bedding area, and so I got my sleeping bag up there. I don't know, I just like it. It's cozy. This is definitely not a multiplayer base. This is a single player living on their own, surviving off the grid kind of base. But it's kind of fun. I am going to pause the game because I got some traveling to do. But since I'm thinking about that, let's show you where I'm at on the map. So this is a custom world. I created a world where the wasteland is in the middle of the map, and so it has these. This is basically a large city and a smaller city kind of merged into one, and then there's another big city here, and then another smaller city here. So the wasteland is the big urban part. Oh yeah, and then there's another city over here. The snow biome, where I have spent by far the least amount of time in my playthrough, is up here. On the other side is the desert, where I have spent a little bit of time in their two big cities. I do have an outpost here. It is simply an outpost. It's basically a cardboard. It's a building block shelter on top of a wrecked gas station. But I needed something because of my main base is all the way down here. So I started off in the pine forest with their tiny little towns. I am playing in a game where I'm not respawning stuff. So when you salvage a POI, it's never going to respawn the boxes. That keeps you moving. It's too easy just to farm the same locations over and over and over again. I find the game incredibly easy to get resources. I didn't even do farming until I'd already put probably several hundred hours into the game because food is so abundant. But now I'm enjoying the farming process too. Food and water just haven't been that hard to come by, and ammo as well. Anyway, I knew I had the big wasteland. Look at the shared border with the. I just couldn't find a good. I was searching and searching and searching for a way to get into the burnt forest, and I finally found the tiny little shared territory between them, and crossed over. And the first house I found was this nice cabin location, and I was like, God, this makes a really good base. It's right next to Trader Jen, and at first I was like, oh, it was a good location because of that. It was a bad location because you had to drive all this way and realize this is a mountain range. So it's not just a quick jaunt there. All the way here just to get to a small town and then the other small town. And that's pretty much all there is in this in the burnt forest. It's just these two small towns and a lot of mountainous POIs, rural areas. So I was regretting it. I was like, God, I should have put my base here because it would have been between the two towns. And then I found the desert, and once I saw that these had two big cities, and they were so far away from my main base, I decided, well, I need to have some kind of outpost here because it's just too much of a chore to travel all the way back here every time I want to dump stuff out of my vehicle. It wasn't until I unlocked the wasteland and started to explore in here that I realized what a great location this cabin was. Because yes, it's located right next to Trader Jen, and there's actually a string of Trader Jen's in the nearby area, so it's pretty easy if I wanted to just dump stuff. And I couldn't sell enough things at her location, so I go to the next one. And after I sold stuff there, I could go to the other one. But there's actually 4 of them, all within a fairly decent driving distance. But that's not the reason why this is so great. Trader Rect is right across the border here, and Trader Joel is right up the road from the base there. So I can travel to 3 different biome merchants. They're all literally, these 2 are within viewing distance of each other. You can't quite see Trader Joel from here because of the mountainous terrain, but you can actually, once you leave Trader Rect, you can see Trader Joel's location from there. That's how close they are. And there's another Trader Joel right up there. So as far as trying to sell your garbage and sell stuff to merchants, because you can only sell 3 stacks to any one merchant before they, take some days to recycle. This is a great location. It's just not that close to any of the major cities except for the wasteland one. This being so close together was actually fortuitous because I've spent a lot of time clearing POIs here, and that's actually where I'm going to. I have to clear the Minotaur again. I like clearing the Minotaur. It's one of my favorite quick and easy locations to clear. It's you get a lot of good salvage, a lot of good stuff, and it really only has a handful of really big fights, and I like the fights. I've pinned a lot of the Crack-a-Book locations, if you've noticed, because earlier in the game, those are the ideal locations. I try to find whatever Crack-a-Book is in a particular town and make sure I get all my books and magazines. Now that I've done that, they're all sitting basically empty. But in case there's like 4 or 5 different buildings that I like to use during the Horde events. I don't usually use the Crack-a-Books for that purpose, but it is a safe spot. It's a place that I can spend the night if I get caught in a storm. It's a place where if I have to, I could just use it as my temporary base because there's a lot of crates there, so that I don't have to make a bunch of boxes out in the world. But otherwise, I prefer to get the Mama Pizza. Whenever there's a Mama Pizza tower, I generally highlight it as well because that's an excellent place to spend the evening on a 7-day event. So anyway, I'm going to pause the game there, and when I unpause it, we will be back at my base on the other side of the map. So be right back. I'm not there yet. Actually, I just left a little bit ago. I decided I might as well go through a few other things, and I can do that while I'm traveling, since I don't really have a whole lot to do between here and there. I wanted to go over some of my settings. This is stuff I did in my previous recording that will never get published at this point. Settings that I use, besides the non-spawning items, which I do recommend. It definitely adds a level of difficulty to the game, but I like the fact that it keeps you moving. You don't want to spend maybe early in the game when you don't really have a really good permanent base. You can spend more time just kind of exploring and traveling. I don't know how to get through. I don't want to go right through the middle of the city. This is going to take forever. And I think it feels a lot more realistic if you're forced to, keep moving, having a moving or mobile campsite, especially in the small towns in the forest biome. You could actually, if you really wanted to invest that much time and energy, you could salvage every little building in a small town, then pick up your roots and move to another small town and clear it as well. That would be a very long process, and usually you want to level up as fast as you can and move on to better POIs. And the forest biome has the lowest level POIs. But it will be an interesting way to play the game. Another one of the settings I always do is the first thing I always change is the nights. By default, the nighttime is set in this game for 6 hours. And I don't think that's very realistic. 6 hours of night is not very long. So I always extend it out to 8. So that creates kind of it divides the day into 3. There's the morning, midday, 8 hours. There's the afternoon, evening hours, and then there's 8 hours of night. This is fine. It does make the Horde nights particularly nasty because that means you have to endure them for a good 8 hours. I do find it kind of weird that they call it, oh, this is the little day 7 comes up, the little colors it red. And it doesn't even trigger until hour 22. So technically speaking, you're only getting about 2 hours of the 7-day event on the day that it's supposed to happen. The other 6 hours, because I play 8 hours of night, is actually on the 8th day. But whatever, it's not neither here nor there, but I just thought that was kind of weird that you spend the entire 7-day basically preparing for 2 hours and then 6 hours of day 8. So that's one of the changes I make. The other one is I changed the zombie speeds. I don't like the default speed settings, so I created my own little. I can show you what they are here. Or do I? Oh, I have to go back out to the main window. I set it up so the zombies' daytime speed is slow. With walk, I guess is what it's called. They jog at night. Ferals run, and then for Horde nights, they're on nightmare speed. So Horde night in the wasteland is particularly nasty. I've also increased the amount of Zeds that spawn per character, I think, to 12. I can't remember exactly if they're 8 or 10 by default, but I changed mine to 12. So they are very fast, especially in the wasteland. And they are nasty because you're getting a lot of badass Zeds as well. For even in regular nights, I also increased their sensitivity at night. So you tend to get a lot more action during the evening hours, no matter whether it's a 7-day or not. Oh, this is not my location. Oh, we're at the wrong one. We're at the Trader Rect. I gotta go west. I love my location because I have marked it so well on my map. You can see it from a long ways away. To counterbalance the nastiness that the Zeds are at night, I have decreased their block damage because I think the default settings are unrealistically unreal. The Zeds in this game rip through brick, concrete, and steel like it's tissue paper. And I think that is ridiculously unrealistic. So I always basically they only have 25%, they only do 25% block damage during the day. And I think or 25% by default, and I think it's up to maybe 50% on Horde nights. I want them to rip through wood. I want them to rip through doors and windows, but I don't want them to just rip through solid brick. They're still human bodies. Human flesh would take years to physically beat down a brick or concrete wall. And they do it in a matter of hours. And I just think that's incredibly unrealistic. So I'm giving myself a break in that regard, but everything else. So this is the location. What is it called? The Fire Pit Lodge, named because of its beautiful little indoor-outdoor fire pit on the backside. I, of course, have fortified the hell out of this place with good need because the Zeds are relentless. And it doesn't have a real natural exterior wall, but it has a fence that I just reinforce. So this is the reason why they call it the Fire Pit Lodge, is because it's got this big fireplace thing that acts as both an indoor fireplace and an outdoor fire pit. Of course, it's also dug out. And I have fortified the whole place. So I extended the fence, basically, converted this area, walled it all off. I'm in the process of replacing the wood wall with cobblestone. The backyard came with a chain link fence around the outside. I, of course, fixed the doors and replaced them. And then I put I started off with a wooden wall and I've replaced it with cobblestone. to reinforce it. And of course, I added spikes to the outside to damage the Zeds as they approach. I threw in some mines in this pit. So the way that they drop POIs in this game, it's kind of irritating, but it actually turned out okay for this particular location. They'll drop these in, and sometimes they'll be elevated by, a good yard or two. Other times it'll recess it into the ground, and so you have a road here that just has this huge straight drop off. Whatever, I'm fine with it. It's not very realistic, but I'm fine with it. I'm just using it as basically a moat. Got spikes around the whole outside. I deforested. I chopped down a lot of the dead trees in the area, and I kept getting stockpiled with all these stupid pine cones. So I started planting the pine cones around my building, and so now you can see this location from across the area. From the wasteland, you can see it, and anywhere in the burnt forest, because it sticks out so much because of all the living trees that it has surrounding it. It makes it for a good landmark. I have fixed one of the two garage doors. Of course, it's not big enough for my truck to get in, but I do have my other vehicles in here. And I've done a pretty good job decorating it, making it feel like a garage that's been survival. I put in a bunch of posters and things that I salvaged. I got my tools in the various lockers, as well as some of my ammo for my exterior fire guns, the shotgun turrets and the SMG turrets. I'll get to the backyard in a second. I want to finish my exterior tour. I have a couple of spotlights up on the roof on this side of the house that are not hooked up yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't spent much time here lately. The Zeds kept coming through the fence line. Well, I mean, it was fine that they crossed over the fence, but then they started breaking through this area, and this was just a pile of dirt, and I was getting tired of trying to remove all the dirt with a poor tool. So I boxed it in. Then they broke through the box. Then they come over and they start ripping through my wooden wall. So again, I'm in the process of trying to replace all of this. I got to spend more time here. I've been spending too much time at my other location. Anyway, this giant cabin. Up here I got working spotlights with an SMG to kind of cover that area. In the backyard, we have a nice little pool area with deck chairs and everything. It came with some picnic tables and a swing set, little canopy covered tables. I, of course, threw in all the gardening stuff. I put in some barrels, again, kind of nice decor. I put in all these little hay bales. I converted most of the swimming pool into a garden. I thought that would be a natural thing. It could pull up water from below. I just thought it was kind of neat. So I just started gobbling it up. Got to make sure if you do this, you put supports underneath it. Otherwise, once you start putting plants in it, it'll cause the whole thing to collapse. Got a little neon light. Got my little... oops, I wanted to get that stuff out of there. A little cabana area here. I got my other two dew collectors. And my bank of power, my solar cells. 3 is plenty for this base location. It's a nice little location. What I loved about it is I always pick a location that already has I feel like it starts off with a decent wall around the outside or a fence of some kind. Then it's already got some natural defenses that I can convert. And this one had a nice fenced-in backyard. That was one of the main reasons why I decided to build a base here. I'll give you the tour of the house. So this is kind of like their main dining area. All these tables were in here, tables and chairs, and the wood. I went out and found a wooden bear, threw it in here. I threw in some safes and bookshelves and other little, and I got my workstations. This is essentially my workstation area. The forge, I got the workbench, my main battery bank, which is wired in from my solar arrays. My material storage, I got my vehicle storage stuff there, and I got most of my other hardware stuff is in here. That doesn't need to be in there. And here's a rec room. I fixed the ceiling, threw in some extra artwork, replaced or fixed the appliances that were in here, fixed holes in the floors and the ceiling. Otherwise, essentially, that's everything that's in there is mostly intact from when I first arrived. I fixed anything that was damaged. So like these doors, once you open them, they were permanently fixed. So I replaced them. I replaced the washer and dryer. So that's a nice little area. The garage access. Bathroom, I didn't do much in here other than add some towels. A poster. Bookshelf. I replaced all of the damaged cabinets with new ones. I still haven't really painted them to make them look nicer. I replaced all of the appliances and of all different types. I did put one stove down here. This is kind of like my backup stove. And then I have my chemistry station over here because this space was largely dead. I did have to remove part of the decorative post over here. And so I have, basically this is essentially used for making beer. So I got my beer ingredients and like water, and the hops are in here. That's essentially what this is for. Nice little downstairs entertainment area. I put in a little cooler. Got another bear statue I threw over here. It's a nice little lounge area. I didn't do a whole lot in terms of repurposing rooms. I basically left them the way they were. I just fixed them up. Like this couch was here and the thing, but I added in some books. I threw in the little exercise bike. Otherwise, the rest of this was here. It has 2 second-level bedrooms. This one I left essentially the way it was. I added in some furnishings. I fixed up its bathroom. I still haven't replaced the curtain. Put in some artwork. Threw in a medicine cabinet. Otherwise, this is a bedroom with deck access overlooking the backyard, which is kind of nice. One tiny little closet. I replaced the damaged doors. Zombies burst out of them on the initial arrival. Stairs that go down to the backyard area. This bedroom I decided to convert and turn it into my infirmary. So we got a gurney, we've got a wheelchair, we got a couple of beds, we got the curtain, we've got an x-ray machine, which I think I can hook up with electricity and make it light up. I just haven't done that yet. The IV stand. So this is like our medical area. In here, I did have this converted with a shower and everything, but I love the space. Once I saw I could build one of these grow tank things, and it fit in there perfectly. So I put that in there. I put the corner one over here. So this is turned into kind of like the medicine growing area. Put a little trunk in that closet. Then upstairs takes us to, I don't even know what this would be called. This is kind of like the master bedroom kitchenette / entertainment area. So this is the entertainment area. Over here, the only thing I pretty much added, I think I added the dartboard and some pillows, some paintings on the walls. Otherwise, the fact that there's already a big rec room on the ground floor, probably don't even need this here. This is the one room that I've considered gutting and using it for something else, but I haven't come up with anything better to do with it. So this is the little upstairs kitchenette, which is actually my main kitchen. This is where I do all of the stuff I need to do. So I got some ingredients there, ingredients that need to be kept chilled. The dry goods in the pantry. I got all the extra cooking stuff for fire pits. Added in some plates. I got all the prepared foods in the microwave for reheating. I got all the coffee stuff in the coffee maker. We got the consumable potions as well as like chicken rations, stuff that isn't used in recipes. I got my dog and cat food there. I got my cornbread, honey, and cornmeal there. I got the stuff that I use to make purified water. And then I got all my cans. Below the sink, I got all the other assorted stuff that you don't really want to mix in with all your food. The other ones I think are empty. I put in the Oasis spring water, and that's holding all of my purified water. You know what? I keep saying I'm going to get this stuff out of here, and I'm going to do it. That's all I want in here is purified water. Regular water is in the cooler. I'm going to drop this stuff in here just to get it off my list of stuff I keep wanting to do and never get around to doing. And put that up there. Okay. Storage. More storage. I'm thinking about turning that whole thing into like a bunch of weapons and stuff, weapons and armor, and then replace this with one of those hidden. They kind of have like a cabinet with a door behind it. It's kind of like your hidden safe room, weapon room. Put some posters on the back wall. So the ceiling here was largely ripped out. Some Zeds dropped down from it, and I had a ladder set up on this side. Didn't like it. Decided to fix the floor or ceiling, depending on how you're looking at it. And then I turned this into a like attic storage area. I haven't done anything with it. These are all empty, but I just wanted to show that it could be done. Unfortunately, you can't put stuff like right over against the thing again because of the way space works in this. Whatever I place in here is going to have to be kind of floating out here, but it looks all right. This is like my, I don't know, 10th, anywhere from, I don't know, 9 to 12 different major base basically what I do is I find an interesting location and then find ways of converting it into a decent base, and that's basically what I did here. It was a decent location. It was a heck of a lot better than where I had been living before this. This is the first big base conversion I did with this playthrough. The one that we were just at on the Mama's Pizza location, that was just an outpost. I just use those as outposts usually. But I was like, once I started putting stuff in there, I was like, this is getting more and more fun. So then I converted it into my secondary base. So this is technically my primary base. It's just because of its location, it just depends on what I'm doing for POIs. If I'm doing a POI in this city, then I'm much more likely just to come back and dump my stuff here. But if I'm up at this area, and you can tell I've pinged a lot of things here, it's just easier to use my Mama's Pizza location. And my tertiary base is over here. I was watching somebody's video and they said you could have 5 bases now. Well, apparently not, because when I made my third base, my first base, or the only one that was still existed, disappeared. So obviously that's some kind of false information. So unless the game is changing it to give you 5 base locations or 5 land claim blocks, I don't know. It was a video I just watched. I just watched it, and it was only released a matter of weeks ago. I don't even think it was 2 weeks ago. It might even have been like 6 or 7 days ago. And the information definitely wasn't correct. But anyway, now I got to go to the Minotaur and clear that. Let's see where I'm at here with food and water. You know what? I don't need all that steel. I should probably open this up too. Yeah. Yeah. I will accumulate a lot of ammo. I don't think I need to take any with me. Oh, robot, where are you at? Yeah. The video I watched, it had a bunch of, I don't know, it was like 100 tips that maybe you knew or didn't know. And one of the tips was that I could use more than one cargo drone on the drone. So I used that. So now he's carrying as much stuff as I can carry, which I like. So I did learn something from the video. There was some new information in there. Most of the stuff that he went over, I kind of already knew the stuff that he was, the stuff he was selling. But anyway, all of this is on the sale pile. I don't want any of that. Everything else that's in here is medicinal if I need it. Okay, so we're going to go up to the merchant and sell this stuff. Oh, I like being on this road. It's just Trader Jen's behind me, and Trader Joel? It's just up the road here across the wasteland border. I just like the fact that I have 3 different merchants within stone throw of each other is really convenient. I mean, if you're searching for a specific item, and you know how the different merchants don't sell the same stuff. They sell they're more likely to have X, Y, and Z than they are A, B, and C. And so having 3 different types of merchants this close together means that you're more likely to get the thing you're searching for. Oh, I gotta go back. All of this stuff needs to go into the base. I didn't want it at my Mamma Mia base location. I don't have any of my weapon crafting stuff
Good
there.
afternoon.
So I'll have
We've
to go
got
back
armor deal. You're in for a treat, partner. Now, I'm pretty sure you aren't bite-proof or bulletproof, so
Yeah.
you should reconsider. Trader Joel's has got the gear to
I could
make
get better
it happen.
deals on this if I use my my drinks and stuff, but right now I just want to get inventory out. Oh, I'll tell you what though, if you do have bandages, I'll take them.
You are now my favorite customer of the day.
All right, get that out of the way. It's not too bad. I'm not that far from home. I took a long break from recording videos, largely because I was really starting to fill up my hard drives. My old YouTube videos were taking up a lot of space and I needed to come up with a solution. So I recently purchased a 22 terabyte external hard drive, and that has I've been able to put everything I've recorded on there. It barely dents its memory, but it freed up my D drive, which is where I was storing most of my stuff. So anyway, I should be recording more videos and getting them posted. After most of 2025, I have not released that many compared to what I released in 2024, which was quite a bit. I recorded a lot more videos the last 2 years than I have this year, but oh, I left that stuff in the truck. At some point I'm going to wall that off and get a tower, and then it's going to become a little more inconvenient for me to come in and out of my location. And the microphones, I forgot I had that in there too. Actually, I should. I want to get an improved pistol, but I am up to level 5 now. I managed to find a level 5 Desert Vulture. It's not level 6, of course. I didn't have enough stupid pistols. I do have 50 now, so I can actually build that. Well, I'm not going to worry about it now. Those are actual ammo, which goes here. I really should take that rocket launcher out for a test drive. And the microphones I'm not going to mess with right now. I'm just going to drop those in there for the time being. There's a lot of things I could do with my bases I just don't do much with. I don't do things like switches and turning things on and off. I just basically leave everything running all the time. If you have a good battery bank and a good solar panel array, everything will be lit up day and night. It would be, like I said, I was doing base building. It took me a long time before I started doing base building. And then after I did that, I was building bases long before I knew I could change like the shapes of blocks. I don't know when they introduced that. I don't know if I just completely missed it. And as well as painting. Painting was something I learned fairly recently in terms of changing what blocks look like. And electricity and all that stuff and farming were all things I did much later because I didn't need it. I guess when you're playing this game for the first several hundred hours, why did I stop here? The first several hundred hours, you don't really need to do any of that stuff. So I didn't really bother learning it. But you get to a certain point where you enjoy the base building side of a game. This happened to me with Conan Exiles as well. I liked the building of bases in Conan so much more than I liked playing the game. Because I found the game, because it's a sandbox as well, and there was just absolutely no motivation to do anything else. There's no goals, there's no threats, unlike this where you, at the very least, you can't spend all of your time in your base unless you really want the Zeds to destroy your base every 7 days. So yeah, you're encouraged to go out in the world. And I just found like both of these games have a similarity in that they're not that hard to survive. I mean, when was the last time you starved to death? When was the last time you didn't find enough water and died of thirst? I've never died of hunger or thirst in this game. There's way too much food, way too much water, way too much ammo. And I do have something to say about this. In my old plays, you'd find ammo everywhere. And it was regular ammo. In this playthrough, I have never, ever found regular ammo out in the world. All I ever find are AP rounds and the high-powered stuff. The only place I can get standard ammo is either buying it from a merchant or making it myself. They had to have changed something in the game, because I never find that stuff. It's literally nowhere. And it used to be I'd have a backlog of it. I would always have the regular ammo, and I'd store all of the special ammo in case I really wanted something powerful. Now I have so much of the high-powered stuff, I'm selling it faster than I can even accumulate it. It's just, it accumulated so fast I can't sell it fast enough. And I don't know, they've definitely changed something, some setting in the game where, I don't know, I honestly don't know. I have no idea why it's like this, but I have never found regular ammo in this playthrough. Occasionally you'll get it in one of those loot crate things that you get from drops or stuff like that, or as a prize from a merchant. But I'm saying just finding it in a random object out in the world, never find it, never have found it. I am pretty sure this place is cleared. I'm just going to go ahead and do a nighttime. I am way under on ammo. That was just bad timing. Oh, man. That was incredibly bad timing. Part of the reason why I like this POI is that I can draw the Zeds out and fight them in the streets. I can't do that if I'm going to be forced to stay inside all night. Oh, great. This is all I need. Jeez. All right, robot. This is going to be an interesting fight. Okay. Maybe because I do not have a whole lot of ammo. I have very little ammo. Luckily, I don't need a lot of ammo because I got this. Won't kill much.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, I just realized my zapper potion is out in the truck. Increases the radius. Oh, I hate those little shits.
This ought to make you feel better. about this.
Robot, I swear to God, you get in my face whenever I want to shoot at something, but the second I want to do something with you, you're running away. I should have reloaded. Reload. See, look at this. Now he wants to stand in my face when I don't want him to be behind me. God. Okay, take a breather. Let's see. Robot AI irritates me so much. I mean, by default, they're trying to stay in your rear. I get that. And the fact that I'm trying to get to him, means I'm not giving him enough time. I usually walk in one direction a little bit, then he'll keep his place. That's all fine. I'm finally getting around to that. What irritates me is when I'm sitting here in a firefight and he insists on sitting right in my face instead of trying to go behind me where he should be. Then, when the fight's done and I need to give him stuff, I keep trying to get him and he keeps flying around. Ugh. Did I already clear this out? All those guys must have poured out already. I was going to set them up. It's only the two fat guys were the only ones that came through that kitchen door. Huh. All right.
My senses have picked up something.
Draw these guys. See, are they going to come to the door? Juicy. All right. Spend a little time, a little energy repairing stuff. How's my food and water? All right, robot. Oh, shut up. Stuff I gotta take to my truck. Okay.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We'll deal with that later. There's just a handful of big, nasty fights in this POI. There's the one that's in here, and that comes in waves. There's a minor one in the hallways and the staircases, not too bad. Clicking that will open up the door down there and bring in a bunch. Then there's the rooftop, which is its own animal. I like to get everything done by the time I go up to the roof. And besides, it's a storm right now anyway, so I'll leave the ammo in here because if nothing else, I can always load up on ammo when I go into the big fights. Oof, look at all that stuff. I like to give my specifically my magazines to my robot. He's actually carrying a lot more than that right now, but that way, as I accumulate more and more of the same magazines, because that's something that stacks, I can just keep dumping them to him. The other things are less useful. I can use that. Less useful. Sometimes I use them to carry like single objects like weapons and armor and things because they don't stack either. But I tend to use him as kind of like my carry-all for magazines specifically. This is good stuff. I feel stupid though because again I have it's just a 5%. One of those candy bar things that give you a bonus to your loot. It's only like 5%, so it's not that big a deal. Oh boy. Drop that in there. Some of this stuff is garbage. It doesn't really matter. Okay, got all the magazines. All that's left here is ammo, which I'll load up when I get ready for the big fights. So let's go ahead and... Storm's still raging. I already searched this, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Actually, that's a good place to dump the crap I don't want. It's not worth selling any of that stuff, and I got plenty of mushrooms growing, so I don't really need those. Chicken ration, I can go ahead and eat. There's no recipes for the chicken ration. I can eat the yucca fruit too, why not? I'm a little peckish. I don't want to do the next stage until I get rid of... perfect timing. Get rid of all this crap. Nope. Nope, that's a magazine. Actually, I want the water, because I know I'm going to find more. Oh, and I got brass in there too. That's in the wrong spot. Okay. Alright, robot, give me everything that is in the magazine. Because expanded inventory means you'll actually be able to carry all my magazines and my meds without overloading, so that's pretty good. Oh, is that everything? Oh, sweet. Okay. Might actually get through this without having to make a secondary box. That'll be great. Gotta have a place to dump all this stuff I break down, so I might as well just keep a slot for both of that. We are light on some ammo. I'm gonna go make sure I pick up. Oof, there's not much in here. Gonna have some fun. Hey, while we're at it, let's get these back in. Nope, nighttime. Things are gonna get hairier at night. Oops.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Ooh. Yeah, you didn't think I was going to get you, did you? You thought you were being sneaky.
My senses have picked up something.
Those are big seats.
Let me help you with that injury.
I like to have a place to move. Do I need a lot of ammo?
You seem to require first aid.
Yeah, robot, you're gonna heal. You're gonna use up all those little bandages instead of just freaking healing me with the big one. That was a lot of burning. Oop. All right, get rid of the magazines. Might as well go dump the rest of this. It's nice to have a big empty truck too. I usually show up here when I have a bunch of stuff filling up my inventory. And then I have to make several trips. Okay. Don't need that.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I don't know where you were. Okay. What about these guys? Alright, they already poured out. There we go. I was looking for some of those. Doggos. I do this so often, I know everything by heart. Okay. Boop-a-doo. Oh, I don't have any. I can't do anything with these. I'm gonna have to go get some money. Got to get some money.
Master, we are not alone.
Burn, baby, burn! It just gives me so much delight. I should probably go in the front door and see if there's anything else out there I need to look for. Actually, I think I've already done that. Don't need that, don't need that. Don't need those. Screamers. I just realized I didn't clear the exterior of the building either. I usually go around the outside and get all the waste cans searched, but I didn't do that.
My senses have picked up something.
It's usually the first thing I do. I usually end up outside. Oh, I know why I didn't. It's because of the stupid storm. I didn't have enough time. Oh, that's right. I had to get coins. I need some coins. Something's out there. I don't even have that many coins. Let's see. I'm not going to waste that. I will use this though. Alright, increased radius. Yeah, I have maxed this out, so that's why it's zapping on every strike. I love my stun baton, it's so much fun. Nothing gives me more pleasure than having a horde event on top of a building where I get to yeet zombies off the roof all night long. It's just so much fun, especially when you launch them off of a building and they land in one of those little metal cages around a tree, only the tree's not there. So it's like shooting a basket with a waste paper basket, where you're flinging a piece of paper across the room and it goes in. Do that with a Zed. Bonk. Goes about 100 yards away and lands in a container. I mean, how can that not bring you joy? Just one of the little simple pleasures that this game provides. Alright, do we have anything in here I want to buy? Okay, let me get the mouse on here. Yeah, need peas. Always need peas. I don't even like peas, but they're used in some really good recipes, so you gotta kind of use them. Robot! You gotta carry some magazines. I think all I got left is the roof. Everything else is clear. And there is not much treasure. We already have all the main treasure in this thing. The rooftop is a lot of fighting, but not a lot of prize. Yeah, I'll keep that in case I pick up some more. Okay. I could save myself some time going that way, but I can't afford anything now, can I? And we got 105. Everything is so dang expensive in this town. Okay. Oh, I just thought of something. I didn't loot the
I've got a bad feeling about this.
much in here, but I didn't go in the dressing rooms. Just part of my little checklist to do in my head. Leave no stone unturned. Okay. Any more magazines I picked up? Yeah. Since we're back here. Okay.
Master, we are not alone.
Yeah. Do I need to kill these guys? No, they're not red. Just took right off. Oh! It's got something else though. God dang it, I'm way behind on my checklist here. Forgot to loot this room. Wow. That's about as bad as this room ever is. Also didn't do the under area, which is usually not much, but clothing, a lot of garbage. Unbelievable. That was just bad timing. Alright, got all that cleared. Let's see, I gotta remember what's the fastest way to go up. Nope. Well, actually, I can do it. I usually go from the other side, not this side, but I still got my zapper going, don't I? For another minute. One more minute. Okay, get those out of my inventory. Alright, let's go yeeting. Wakey wakey! Hand off Snakey! Where they at? Tell me they all poured out already? Oh, here we go.
My senses have picked up something.
Come on, come on! Should not be able to start with stupid birds. Hey! See ya. Okay, we got red dots all over the place. That's it. That's the only treasure that's on the roof. Oh, 47 minutes on that scraped laceration, I guess is what it would be. Not laceration, but I don't know. Scuffed abrasion. There we go. Abrasion. Got a lot of seeds. Okay. Where you at, robot? Oh, that worked out okay. A little hairy. Could have done it a little better, but it wasn't too bad. Healing's okay. I don't really need all these seeds, but... Nah.
My senses have picked up something.
Carry that too. Okay, what are we left with here? What's he doing down there? Alright, I don't need pumpkin seeds. Where you at, robot? Oop. Eggs. Eggs. Alright, where you at, you little shit? That's it. Here's the last one. I managed to salvage that entire place. Oh, I still got bullets, I guess. Without overloading my truck and everything else. That's fantastic. Fan-damn-tastic. Let's take that out of there. Oh, I thought that was going to be more... Thought that was going to be more recipes and more books. Traps and turret, that's going to be mostly stuff, so I don't want to take up any extra space. Won't be able to get all the ammo out of here. It's going to take a few trips. I mean, I can get it out of here. I got to haul it to the truck and then go back and get another
Master,
load.
we are not alone.
Oh, we're plenty alone. It's just you and me, baby. Also getting reloaded. Alright, that's everything. Now I want to get... fully stocked. Alright. Now... okay, let's get this organized. Dupe. 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 3 of those. I'm just trying to organize the stuff I want to sell versus the stuff I want to keep, because especially the pistols, I just don't use enough of the 44 caliber rounds, so they tend to accumulate because the pistol doesn't consume a lot of them. It's easy to burn through the 9mm with the submachine gun. It's easy to burn through the 7.62 with my assault rifle and my M60. Even the shotgun doesn't do a bad job of using the shotgun shells, but I don't use the shotgun as often, so it tends to get stockpiled up too much as well. So I want to have a stack of 3 of each of those, and I don't have a lot of extra of the 7.62s because I'm going through a lot more of them, so I'm going to keep those. Anything else here I want to sell right off the bat, I can go ahead and stick it in my inventory. That should be on the robot. Let's get these other books. I hate you, robot. You can be so useful, but you can be such a pain in the ass. You can still carry 4 more things. Oh, I love my new robot upgrade. I mean, I had to give up lights and extra health for him. It, her, whatever. But I think the extra storage is worth it. The only thing I kept was the healing one. I like the fact that I don't need to spend time healing myself if the robot's doing his job. And he doesn't do a bad job of healing me, other than the fact he likes to burn through all of the bandages before using any of the health kits. Alright. Head to the trader. Could go back to my base first and shed stuff, but it's a long drive. Such a fun little city this is. Let's see what kind of deals I can get from the merchant, and then we'll call this recording a wrap. I'm much more satisfied with this recording than the last one, even though I probably missed some things that I got right last time, but the last one I kept remembering things after the fact, and it was a bit of a pain. Okay, use the sugar butts. Use Grandpa's awesome sauce. My headgear's already got a bonus to...
Good morning. Great job.
Barter.
I've got more jobs ready for you.
I forgot. This is awesome.
Trader Joel's is your one-stop shop for all things armor.
Oh, it feels good to be able to sell all that. I'm so tired of them rejecting my
Here's your pay.
ability to sell it.
Good job.
I can't get gas cans again. I have way too much gas on there. These are just not worth much, though. God. Okay. Robot, you're up. I gotta get this set up differently so I don't have to do this manually. But, until I do, this is what I gotta do.
Trader Joel's is the one-stop shop for all your armor needs.
I'll sell one of those too, even though I shouldn't.
This makes up for the shit you stole from me.
Yeah, I know. Ain't I a stinker? 3 more.
We
Now you
don't
can
just
see
sell
why I
armor,
accumulate
we
so
sell
many
peace of mind.
dukes. This is just one POI. Everything I'm selling here is out of
Come
that
back
one
soon.
POI.
We restock daily.
And the Z bag drops. It's a lot of stuff.
Step right up and witness the finest armor money can buy.
Oop. Don't need that.
This makes up for the shit you stole from me.
There we go. Looks like something's not right up there. Oh. Alright, get rid of that. Not the water. Okay, what else do we want to part with? Most of that stuff. And I'll take my coins. And I think that's it. Everything else I want to keep. I already got my best shotgun. I don't need that. Oh, I want to sell those too. Alright. Just make some space. Stick them in there. Is that it? I think that's it. Everything else goes back to some base. Still got time?
Refunds?
Ooh, 52 seconds.
You won't be needing one. Trust me.
Ah, I knew he wouldn't buy them all. He never buys all 3 stacks. I always end up with one of them that I have to stick in a storage someplace. Okay, what has he got that I want? Probably little to nothing. More farming. Always want steel and iron. There's always something I want to construct. I don't really need any more solar cells, but since it's a special, go ahead and buy one. Don't need any more collectors. Don't have enough space for them on my rooftop, unfortunately. Don't need any more solar banks for the same reason. Could use 2 more spotlights. Electric fences are fun. Let's go ahead and buy those. I don't have any electric fences up yet. Air conditioner is another thing I can't build, but it's more for appearances than anything else. But you know what? I like it. I'll take one of those too. All right, that's it.
Thank you very much. Remember, Trader Joel's is where you got that great deal.
Let's see if I got anything down in my storage car. Yeah. Everything else goes with me. And there you have it. That's where I am right now in my game. I should probably get another mission. It's morning, but I'll save that. I'm going to keep trying to make new content. I don't know if I'm going to do 7 Days to Die much. We'll see. I play the game daily. It's just a question of if I find something interesting that I think would be worth recording. I have other games I want to play. I got some board game videos. I'm going to try to replace some of my old content. Some of the early videos I recorded are, I think, especially audio-wise, are much more inferior than what I currently got. I got a better mic. I have a better recording system. A lot of the stuff I recorded in my first... A lot of the first 50 or so videos I recorded, or I didn't use OBS at that time. I was using the Xbox recording thing, and it had this audio clicking thing that irritated me, and I was never satisfied with the audio on those. So I'm going to make a bunch more videos of stuff I've already recorded before, and hopefully I'll have fun doing it. A lot more digital board games as well as new video game content. I probably should do some more BattleTech at some point. I haven't recorded anything in Conan related in well over a year. I haven't played much of that, or Baldur's Gate for that matter. I got a lot of stuff I want to do. Just depends on what mood I'm in and what I want to record. So stay tuned if you're interested. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. There aren't many of them out there. Not many give me comments. But I'm doing this more for my own enjoyment. If other people happen to enjoy it, then that's just a bonus for me. So thanks for watching. See you next time.